Okay, so now since we had the beat sequence, we got the beat mix, we got the beat, knocking right. The next thing to do right now is to export this beat as a single file, which is an MP3. Sorry, MP3 or a WAV. This is how you do it. Once you have everything set, you have it on range. Sorry about that. So now you want to export this so you can play in anything. You can play in your car, your phone, online, whatever. So what you would do, you go to File, you will select Export, and then you're gonna select MP3 file. You don't. Well, hold on. Let me give you a little bit quick tutorial here. WAV is higher quality than MP3. Of course, OGG, FLAC. These are different type of file format you can absolutely export it to. M4A file is exactly what Apple. This is an Apple file. This is when you send in. This is pretty much like an MP3, but it's mostly for when you're sending things, between iPhones and phones and everything. So it send it as a M4A format. You don't want to do the M4A format because sometimes it makes the song sounds choppy and not clear. So let's select MP3 for this instance because you want to email it and have enough space to email it. When you select MP3, it's gonna ask you to name your project. I'm gonna call it La Noche. You can name it whatever you want to name it. And I'm gonna put the BPM for reference, 180 BPM. You can do 180 BPM or you can do 90 BPM because since we're working in double time, we can do 180. And of course, the key signature of the song is F sharp major. That's gonna help the engineer, if they want to know exactly what key it is, then they can just be like, okay, that's F sharp major, and the BPM is 180. And once they dial in Pro Tools exactly that, then it saves the session. Everything is just ready to go. You just want to be able to make sure you do all of the work, so the engineer has to do less. And of course, that's gonna maximize your potential for placement. Okay. And of course, I make sure I put everything into a folder. So in the pack folder, you can see the various style of beat that I make. So since this one is a little bit Detroit or motion music, I don't really have anything called motion pack over here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new folder. I'm gonna call this motion music packs. Since I have everything capitalized, let's keep it, unique, unified. Motion music packs. Okay. Select the folder and hit save. Now you get this dialog window here, this dialog box here. So on the MP3, what I'll usually do, I'll bring up the MP3 bit rate to 320 kilobyte per second. This is pretty much like what's gonna do. It's gonna sync. It's gonna, what's the word I'm looking for? It's pretty much like a clock, a digital clock. It's a sampling thing. It's going to sample the MP3 file to the nearest highest quality as possible, which is 320 kilobyte per second, which is the highest one MP3 bit rate you can get. So select it, make sure it goes all the way to all the way up there. Make sure it's maximize that out. And the resampling, I always make sure it's the highest one, which is 512. It's the highest quality. Of course, it's the slowest, but make sure it's 512 point sequence. I'm sorry, sync. And these I always leave them alone because I don't need them. Right now, for now, I don't need them. And I just hit start. And it's going to render everything out from start to finish. Awesome. So now that we've done so, I've always, make a backup of my of the beat that I do. So I go to File again, Export, and this time I am selecting Zip Loop Package. The Zip Loop Package, what it does, it takes the entire session and every sound that you use within the beat, and it creates a zip folder of everything. So you want to name it the same thing, La Noche. Same situation. 180 BPM. The key is F sharp major. That's also F3. F sharp major. And of course, you put your, I put my name there as a producer, and then I'll put everything into the zip. So of course, everything, as you can see, it put them all into one folder. I hit save. So now it's going to do it saved everything as a zip folder. Now, to stem everything out, make sure everything is in its own proper channel, right? And you might need to rename these channels, okay? Put simple wet. The engineer gonna understand what that mean. Wet, just put reverb on there. And then so you know, because each of these channels, once you bounce them, they're gonna look exactly like that. So you wanna make sure you name them correctly, okay? And yeah, voila. So now we do file. This is how you stem out everything in FL Studio. You do export, same situation. This time we're gonna create a WAV file because you want that to be the highest quality. WAV file is the highest quality you can absolutely get. And over here at the zip loop package, I'm gonna create a new folder called stems. I think I do have a stem pack already. Before I create one, let me make sure I have it. There you go, yep. So now I create that, and I'm gonna create a new folder in there because FL does not create a folder for this. They should have. We're gonna call this La Noche, of course. La Noche stems. I don't have to put the 180 BPM because it's already there. Just put La Noche stems. Open it. And then hit save. And then here, the only option you're going to select is split mixer tracks. Very important. Split mixer tracks. So that means each things that's in their own respective sample. I'm sorry. One thing as well, you want to go ahead and take out the soft clipper for masters. Because because the song gonna get mastered, you don't want to have the clipper on. File, export that. Again, we're gonna do it again. Same situation. Packs, stems pack, La Noche selected, save. Make sure split mixer track on. Enable insert effect. Yes, you want that. The only thing I'm turning off is the whatever that's on the master channel. Anything that's dynamic, like limiter, compressor, clipper, turn them off. As a matter of fact, you should not even have limiter or compressor on the master. You should just have the soft clipper. Just turn it off. And then from then, make sure split mixer track is selected. Everything else can stay the same. And then hit start. Actually, I can put the save note marker, but we're not going to do so. Let's hit start. Now it's going to do each track individually. I'm going to show you guys exactly what that looks like after it's done. Awesome, great. So now everything is bounced out. I'm about to show you what it's like. So we're going to go into the zip package. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. That's it. Producer asks you for the zip package, you can just send this to them, and then they will be able to open it in FL. Or any other producer that you want to collab with, you can just send them the They be like, yo, send me the FLP. This is what you will send them. You will send the zip, the export zip loop package. Remember that when we did that? That's exactly what you're gonna send them. And let's go back to what we were doing before. Packs. Let's go to the stems. In the stem pack, La Noche stems, this is exactly what it did. You see that? Every single track that was in the mixer, it bounced it out as one. I'm sorry, it bounced it out individually, okay? You want the master to be here, and the master, I'm gonna rename it reference. I'm actually master reference. Because, you want to make the engineer's job easy for them because, they did their due diligence as far as recording the song. So you want to make sure it's great for them, Keep it this. That current wave, you can delete that. You don't need that because it's the same as the master. So your 808 open hat, there you go. They are here. And voila. This is exactly how you will absolutely stem out your beat. And then all you would do next is take this and compress it, of course. If you don't have WinRAR, just go ahead and download that, okay? It's free. So now you have this. If the engineer be like, yeah, man, I need the stems out, you already have it, take it and email it. There you go. Your job is done. You want to make sure as a producer that everything on your end is 100% complete. And once you're done with that, then you no longer have to go back and do whatever it is. And also, having the stems and the zip loop package create a backup of your FLP, because sometimes FL Studio be on that bullshit and corrupt your files. You do not want to be in a position where you got a placement and then your files are corrupted, you're unable to open your files. A lot of producer has this a story like that. So I am one of them, and you don't want to be in that position. So hit save one more time, and of course, once you're done, start a new beat. I say new from template. Sorry, new 32. Okay, awesome. This was it. So stay tuned for the next video.